The San Francisco 49ers suffered a tough loss in Week 7, and they will be going up against the Dallas Cowboys, who are coming off a bye. My name is Tyler, here with my brother Ryan, and we're going to break down this Dallas Cowboys, San Francisco 49ers Week 8 matchup. But before we get into that, we do have a goal of getting to 100 new subscribers for these Week 8 prediction videos we have going out. We've been able to hit that goal over the past several weeks thanks to all of our new members. And so this week, if you have not already, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, leave a like and a comment. Let us know who you think is going to win and why. So, Ryan, absolutely tough game for Brock Purdy and the 49ers here. They had a couple of pretty serious injuries. Just one serious injury. Deebo Samuel's, I guess technically it's classified as injury, but it seemed like he was sick kind of throughout the game and didn't really come back in and play. But Brandon Ayuk, though, lots of concerns on what is going on with his knee and if it's a season-ending injury. Cowboys have been dealing with a lot of injuries as well, but they're coming off a bye, hopefully, are hoping that they are a little bit healthier as well. What was kind of your overall take from the 49ers game today, as that was a very big game today, Super Bowl rematch? And then what do you think the Cowboys were looking to adjust coming off their bye week heading into this game?
Yeah, so starting with the 49ers, I really think that they just are struggling with that Steve Spagnuolo defense. It's a very talented defense, and it's one of the best in the league. They haven't given up more than 2 touchdowns in a game this year, and so any team that's doing that is going to be hard to beat. And this offense just looked banged up. Like Deebo Samuel wasn't healthy, Brandon Ayuk wasn't healthy. Those are your top 2 options. So all in all, like it's just going to be hard to make a living against a top-tier defense without your top playmakers. So it's just what it is. Brock Purdy didn't have his best day. I am curious. So for all those like net neutral quarterback people, I think it's going to be really interesting to see how Brock Purdy performs over the coming weeks because he won't have that same supporting cast that he normally does. So Christian McCaffrey's not coming back this month, and so it'll be interesting to see how the 49ers perform over the next few weeks because really we haven't seen this yet in that Kyle Shanahan tenure of losing all these guys at once. And they had the injuries last year, but it wasn't even near this close. So,
yeah, but it's why it's good. It was great seeing Ricky Pearsall back on the field. And so that's why you draft him there to hopefully get that production. The Jacob Cowing, is that – yeah. I want to make sure I got the first name right. Jacob Cowing had a big catch in the second half as well, so I started seeing him a little bit more. And then they still have also Ronnie Bell, who they got last year. So just hopefully it's going to be some more targets here if Brandon Ayuk is out. And also then, too, if Deebo Samuel is still – I mean, I hope he's still not sick a week from now. But just have to monitor the injury status. Curious, too, as well, if Trent Williams, what type of – it's probably just going to be a fine, but maybe a suspension. But, I mean, that happens in football games a lot where you're hitting guys in the face and you get ejected. So I have to monitor his overall status here. But on the flip side, though, too, it's not like I think this defense played poorly. They gave up a lot of rushing yards, yes. I think that there was a lot of scrambling that was going traditional running plays, if that makes sense. They didn't really give it that many yards. Like Kareem Hunt had 22 carries for 78 yards, averaging just 3.5. Patrick Mahomes was able to scramble. He had a couple big scrambles. Mecole Hardman had the last touchdown of the game off the 20-yard misdirection end around. So technically that's a running play. I'm trying to remember, Ryan, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think the Cowboys do that too. I guess they do that with CD Lamb some, but they don't have as much of that type of running
they don't have the threat to do it. Like CD Lamb can do it, but he's not going to beat anybody to the edge. They also they don't run that nearly as much, that type of play. So
well, and so that's why the reason why I bring that up is that Cowboys are one of the worst rushing teams in the league. They are the worst rushing team in the league. 77 yards per game here as well, and so I think the Niners are going to be able to shut that down pretty well against this Cowboys team. And the Cowboys, to me, when we last saw them, their defense was giving up so many points. And so it's fortunate for them they're going to be going up against this Niners offense, who has put up a lot of points against them over the past couple of years. They're not going to be fully healthy. But that being said, though, too, I feel like the Cowboys' only way to win as of now is kind of CD Lamb or bust. Like CD Lamb needs to have 150, 200-yard receiving game. Because I just feel they struggle to move the ball around. Yes, you're going to have – I know people are going to say they have Brandon Cooks. They have Jake Ferguson, yes. But they just don't have the overall impact or affect when CD Lamb is also not having like a major game as well, and teams are really having to focus on him. And so this Cowboys offense has been struggling. This defense has definitely been struggling. I know the Niners are pretty banged up now, but there are absolutely ways I think that they can exploit them. Like they can only rush. They're going to be able to rush 4 against this offensive line. Nick Bosa is going to be able to have a day as well.
Yeah.
Cowboys can't really run the ball. They have been, I guess, slightly improving in the running game, but last time we saw them against the Lions, that was an absolute joke. But the Lions have one of the better rushing defenses in the league. So it's going to be a very interesting matchup here because if there weren't any of these injuries, I would be like, oh, this is a Niners win, 42-7 again, like another 40-point burger that the Dallas Cowboys defense is going to put up. But now, if Ayuk doesn't go, there's going to be question marks then on just how are the other receivers going to step up. Deebo Samuel's health. Jordan Mason has been doing well at times, but obviously nowhere near what they would be getting from Christian McCaffrey. So, what do you think are some of the other major X factors in this game that we need to look out for?
Yeah, I know Micah Parsons has been dealing with an injury, and so like, how does he do coming off a bye? That I think right there, and other than that, I mean, really, it's just going to be X's and O's, I think, because personnel-wise, if the 49ers are already limited, Jawan Jennings, I think he was out for this past week. Yeah. So he was ruled out on Sunday. They're hoping he can be back for this game, so even he's banged up.
Really want him to be back.
Yeah. And so it's just going to be X's and O's. Can the 49ers scheme up more offense than they usually have to, because they can usually rely on their playmakers to win in their matchups. So it'll be interesting to see. And then, I mean, I guess the other thing, can Dallas stop the run? I don't believe they're one of the better run defenses in the league. So that's really the only other thing that I can think of other than just like the schemes itself. So like, I'm kind of ready to get into predictions here. I'll kick this one off. I'm going to go with San Francisco for now. I want to see kind of the injury updates throughout the week, but I do like San Francisco historically in this matchup. This is a matchup that they've dominated. They're healthy-ish on the defensive side of the football, and in reality, I think that's going to be more important than just totally shutting down this Cowboys offense, because I think they'll be able to take CeeDee Lamb away and make Dak have to force the ball to other reads.
Yeah, that I believe the Niners are going to win this game. Also, I think their offensive line is going to have an easier time, especially with Micah Parsons, and also if DeMarcus Lawrence, who I'm pretty sure is still definitely going to be out. Micah Parsons, I think, might be back, but I have to double check on that throughout the week. But they're going to have an easier time, I think, pass protecting for Brock Purdy, who he only got sacked one time today, but I feel like he was a lot of pressures, a lot of QB hits. He was under duress for a vast majority of the game. And I think he's going to have an easier time going up against this Cowboys defense, who's given up a lot of yards, a lot of points. And I think if Jawan Jennings comes back, obviously need to confirm that Brandon Ayuk is out, but there were reports Kyle Shanahan was saying it's fear that it's an ACL, which is absolutely season ending. And then I think on top of that too, I think the Niners are going to be able to just kind of methodically move the ball down the field, play Niners football. And the Cowboys, I think, are going to become the ultimate one-dimensional, where it's just going to be trying to get the ball to CeeDee Lamb's hands. And so, and as I mentioned, I know I say that there's other guys that are there, yes, but they just don't have the game-breaking capabilities like CeeDee Lamb does. And they're not good enough role players, I feel, to kind of lift everything up, because they can't run the ball. So it's going to make it pretty easy for them to like know that they're going to be pass defense, and they're just not able to separate. Like, how was it? Who was the other receiver before Brandon Cooks came over there? Wasn't there another Cowboys receiver that was alongside CeeDee Lamb? Michael Gallup. Yeah. And so when he was there before his ACL injury, then you had CeeDee Lamb that was there. And, that felt like that was just great 1-2 punch. And so, but we'll have to kind of wait and see, kind of if I'm correct or not. Going to go with the Niners here in this one.
Yeah, we're both taking the Niners in this one. Let's go ahead and wrap this one up here. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. It is the best way to help out the channel. While you're down there, go ahead and leave a comment on who you think is going to come out ahead. Will it be the Dallas Cowboys? Will it be the San Francisco 49ers? None of that. We'll see you guys next time.